Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with the bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
That's so much better. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Okay,
just got
so
chastised for not being peppy enough.
no, she made it sound like she didn't want to be here with her bestie Jessica. Uh,
Well, I'm glad you
but
picked that up.
so this video is our April wrap up. We're wrapping up April and heading into May. So we're going to give you our top 5 books that we, in order from 5 to 1 from the month of April. Plus, we'll give you that bonus favorite audio of the month.
Yes.
But before we get started with that, do we have things to tell them, Mandy?
Well, on Monday, we'll be announcing the winner for our latest giveaway with our 4 books that we're giving away. And it'll probably be later that we announce the next giveaway, probably the following week or something, because we still have some logistics to figure out, and I'm going to be gone most of this weekend. So we'll probably have to do that next week sometime. So in the meantime, hit the subscribe button because that's a guaranteed way to know what's going on our channel and all the giveaways and fun.
Yeah. Okay, so how was your April? How did you do? What are your stats?
Okay, in April, I read 37 books.
Do you know how many 5 stars you had?
10.
Okay. In April, I read 40 books and I had 6 5 stars.
Okay.
So you'd think it would make it easier choosing, but it doesn't.
I'm surprised you were ahead of me.
I had a couple of good weeks this month.
Yeah.
There were 2. Yeah. So I'm not ahead of you by much. Just a couple books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're still ahead of me in the long game. So
probably.
You are. I know you are. Okay.
Did you check?
A few days ago. There's no catching up at this point. You're golden. Okay, so let's talk about our books. Let's start with number 5. Where is my number 5? Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so the book that my 5 star that came in the number 5 spot this month for me was Oops, I'm Wanted Again by Sheridan. And this is a dark rom-com. I really enjoyed this one. It is a prison romance too, which makes things a lot more fun. So this is about Aria and Stone. Aria is a junior reporter for a newspaper. Or I think it's a newspaper, yeah. Anyhow, she's basically a glorified coffee girl. Like, she gets treated like crap there. But she has had this fascination with Stone for 7 years since he was arrested and thrown in prison. He is a serial killer. And there's just something about, like, she's just been fascinated by his story. And so she has managed to finagle an interview with him. And she tells her boss, and her boss decides that he's going to railroad her and take the interview. But he takes her with him. So when she gets to the prison, there's some interesting confrontation between him and her. And then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose and a riot happens in the prison, which leads Stone to grabbing her and like taking her with him. He kind of hates her and there's a reason for it. And then there's a prison break. They have to get out safely and they go on the run together. So I did love this. It does have an amnesia situation going on. It was funny in a lot of places. I listened to the audio. It was great as well. So that would be number 5 for me. What is number 5 for you?
Number 5 for me is the Lucky River Ranch series.
I knew you were going to friggin' do this. Okay.
But I only did 3 books instead of all 5 because 2 of them I read in March. But really, the whole series is a 5-star series for me. So I would put Cash and Wyatt in here, but I read them like the last like day of March. Like the last 2 days of March. So Writer is the most recent one. So in Writer, I'll go really fast so I'm not well, I thought I could, but now I can't find my sticky note. I'll try to go fast. So in Writer, we have brother's best friend. There's a lot of banter, and Writer and Billy are both just very kind of broken people in different ways, and we really see both of them kind of healing while they find each other, and I just loved their story so much. Duke is I'm gonna just go ahead and tell everybody I rated it 5 stars and I really enjoyed it. I want it to be on my top reads of April, but it is also my buddy read pick. So I hope you guys will read that and come join us in June for our makeup buddy read date with everybody where we have all 4 books. And then in Sawyer, we have It's a One Night Stand. It's obviously still cowboy. All of these are about the 5 brothers and their ranch and all of that. And so it's just really good, like cowboy stuff. So we have both are single parents and they kind of just come together after having a one night stand, realizing they're one single parents and just kind of conversations and friendship rapidly progresses. I'll just leave it at that. So I love the whole series. If you really like cowboys and just all that, it just was great. Loved it. I don't know if I said it was by Jessica Peterson. It's by Jessica Peterson.
I don't think you did.
I don't think I did.
When we were on the phone a couple of hours ago and you were like, I made this work. I didn't have to. I got them all. And I don't have, it was hard. It wasn't hard deciding between them all. There was a part of me that went, yeah, how many books is she going to put into one spot? I knew you would do this. But that's why I love you. Okay. So book number 4 for me is the
I thought you loved me for my guns.
That too. Yes. Yeah. Although I do have a feeling that if a bad situation arose, you would still throw me out first.
You're taller.
Jeez. Okay. You use that excuse when we're at signings too. I have to be first in line because you're taller. I think that makes sense. Okay, let's talk about.
I like to be able to see.
What are you trying to say?
You're taller than me.
And I'm so broad you can't see around me. That's what you're saying, right?
You're the one that's obsessed with your linebackers or shoulders.
Okay, let's talk about the book. So number 4 is The Unpleasant Thing by Daria T. Ronan. I read this last week, and I really loved it because it made my top books. This is a betrayal romance. This is an MC romance. So this is about Marissa. And Marissa has been with her boyfriend for 2 years. It was a very fast relationship when it started, and she got pregnant right away. He is a part of the MC. His road name is Slim. And at the beginning of the book, we see that he's a tattoo artist. He runs the tattoo shop for the MC. And we see that the president's sister of the MC comes back into town. And she's the one that got away. Like, she is the one that, like, he was in love with her for years, and then she just up and left, and he doesn't know what happened, and he has been like pining for her for years. And now she's back, and she's going to work at the tattoo shop with him. So that leads to him cheating with her very, very quickly. And you've got our heroine Marissa, who is sitting at home with a 4-month-old baby. Oh, and by the way, she looks exactly like his ex. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. It is angsty as hell, and I loved it.
What was the name of that one again?
This one is The Unpleasant Thing.
Okay. I think that's the one that I wrote down last time you talked about it. And
when we did our 1-minute book tracks. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Number 4 for me was Hero by Claire Kent. It is number 4 in the Kindle series. I don't think you have to read these in order, but I do think you get kind of a cool reading experience if you do. So if you enjoy post-apocalyptic, I highly recommend starting at the beginning and going through, because you see some characters through, and I think it'll just make more sense for you. So in this one, we have Esther and Zed. So Esther and Zed are living in a cabin together with his young, daughter. And Esther's mom was married to Zed's dad, so he's like her stepbrother, but she was 15 and he was 22 when their parents met and when they married. So not like we were raised together. So there were a bunch of them living, and now it's together, and now it's just the 3 of them. And supplies are getting harder and harder to find nearby, and so the little girl is getting a little bit older, and so they've decided like living in this cabin forever is not like they're probably not going to make it another winter. So they're trying to figure out how to travel with the little girl and trying to make it somewhere safe when they run into Anna and Mac one time. And they tell them about some communities, so they decide to journey towards that. What I really love about this one is that and we see this in some of the other books too. It's like the apocalypse happens and you're kind of thrown together with the people that just happen to be there. And so there's a lot of like Esther worries a lot and she feels like they're just kind of thrown together, so that's how they ended up together. So she worries a lot about like how things are going to change when they if they find a community and all of that. And I just love that Claire can't always just manages to make the stories fresh, but they are in the same world. Like the different things that you would actually deal with, you know, because you would probably, especially if you're a warrior, question how you're going to fit into somebody's life when, you know, you meet other people and like because
Mhm.
you're together because your
You were
parents were
thrown
married and you
together.
stuck
Mhm.
together for safety purposes and everybody else is dead, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
so I love this series and I really, really want to get back to reading it.
Okay, well, let me talk about book number 3 so that we can get this over and done with and you can go back to reading.
Well, I have a different book I'm working on right now. I like,
Okay,
I just
story
want to,
one.
I'm going to change my reading plan and I'm just going to binge Claire Kent.
You do that. I give you all the permission in the world to do it.
Thank
Not that
you.
you need my permission, but you need to give yourself your own permission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on an arc right now and I might just go do that after the arcs when I finish it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Well, the
sorry. It
next.
sounds like somebody is deciding to try their hand at playing our piano, and nobody's played the piano in a very long time. But this would be an appropriate time to practice that.
Of course it would. Yes, of course it would. I don't hear it, but I've also got the fan blowing on me, like blowing into my ear because it was facing this way because I didn't want it blowing on me on the bed, and then I forgot to turn it. And
Mm.
it is what it is. Yeah. Okay.
Either
So book.
that's what's happening or something really weird is about to happen in my life, and my life now has a soundtrack.
Lucky you. I want one of those. Okay.
Do
So,
you?
well, as
You just want a
long as
soundtrack to
it's a
follow
good,
you around?
make things so much more dramatic. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Book number 3. For me is The King of Hearts by Alex Grayson. Mandy read this one last summer when it first came out, and I drug my feet because I knew I was going to love it, and I did. Obviously, it made my list. So this one is really hard to talk about because you don't want to give anything away, or I don't want to give anything away. The chapters are labeled her and him. And so we don't know who the him is. I mean, we do know who the her is. We don't know who the him is. And so I'm going to caution you not to read any reviews or anything because I was told by somebody, not Mandy. I was told by somebody though who the hero was, like what his name is, and you don't find out for like the first 50% of the book what his name is or who he is, and that's part of the enjoyment of the book is not knowing who the hero is because the hero is her stalker. He is a stalker. He's breaking into her room at night. He's been doing it for years. It's a thing. She has no clue. We have no clue. So definitely check your trigger warnings, but oh, I loved it, and I can't tell you anything else about it. It's the greatest. Age gap, breeding. Book number 3 for you.
Okay. Book number 3 for me.
You all right there?
Hold on.
Allergies. Chicken
I
dander.
was, what did I ate something at lunch today and it like gave me a tickle in my throat and I feel like it's like
Did it have mint in it?
no.
Okay.
Like it was like a little crumb or something like got stuck in my throat and gave me like a tickle today. It was horrible.
Okay. It gave you a
Okay.
tickle, huh?
So number 3 for me is Pieces of the Night by Jennifer Hartman. And when I gave my review about this in our 1 minute book recs, I purposely tried to be a little vague because I was kind of vague in when I went to read it and I really enjoyed the story. So I'm going to try and be vague for you guys as well in this part. So this is definitely a Jennifer Hartman slow burn special, super emotional, and just a very gripping story. And so we have Annalise, she's in a borderline kind of abusive relationship, but more like emotionally abusive, if that makes sense. And she just kind of feels stuck in this relationship because she feels like she owes her boyfriend and she doesn't want to give up on him. And so she puts up with it, blames it on his stress and all of that. And her and her brother are out one night and she gets a little drunk and she's semi passed out in the back seat. He runs into a gas station, goes to the bathroom to get some stuff, and while he's in there, somebody robs the store, jumps in the car because it was left running, and takes off. That person has been injured because he was shot, and Annalise, being a very empathetic person, tries to save the guy. And from there, we have her and Chase sort of form a friendship. And he's a musician. She likes to write, but she's really just kind of stuck running working, I guess, double shifts at the restaurant. And this book is just, oh, it is so good. So I really, really recommend it. It is a slow burn. It is one of the craziest ways for a couple to meet in a book. And then we kind of have to get through all of that too. Like they don't meet under the best circumstances.
Okay. Sorry, my got the wind blowing here. Okay. Yeah, not meeting under the best circumstances. I got my next one's kind of like that. So this is book number 2 is Cruel Betrayal by E.K. Hunter. This is the second book in her Legion series. Book 1 and book 2, these two books, like they run parallel to each other as far as timelines go. So you don't necessarily have to have read book 1 to jump into book 2. I think that you get better enjoyment if you do, but you don't have to. So this is about Kira and Jackson. We met Kira in book 1. Kira is the sister to the hero of book 2, or of book 1, and she is a single mom. She is engaged to somebody, but she is a single mom to a 10-year-old little girl. And when you do the math, we figure out that she had that baby at the age of 15. Jackson is her brother's best friend. He is this is dark, obviously. So like he's not a great guy. He's a part of Legion. He's a part of the secret society. And he and Kira had a relationship when they were teenagers. And when she got pregnant, she was saving herself until she was 16. They were going to sleep together for the first time on her 16th birthday, but that didn't happen because she ended up pregnant. And he hates her for it because he doesn't know who the father is. He calls her all these sorts of names because he thinks that she cheated on him to get pregnant. And he, is very, very upset about that. And here it is 10 years later, and he's still upset about that. So now that it's 10 years later, she's engaged to somebody else. This guy that she's engaged to is very abusive towards her. She doesn't like sex. She doesn't like to be treated like she pushes him away. And when it happens, he'll beat her. But he's out of town on a business trip and she knows that he cheats on her all the time. So she gets invited to a party with one of her friends and it's a sex club party. So she goes to the party and that is where Jackson sees her and he takes pictures of her there. And even though she's not really doing anything, and he threatens to tell her fiance if she doesn't give him a BJ outside, and then it just becomes this whole blackmail situation. He ends up like drugging the fiance. They end up having sex in the bed together with the fiance laying right there all drugged up. It was amazing. Loved it.
Okay.
Okay. Book number 2 for you.
On that note,
yeah, I know.
Book number 2 for me is Stay With Me by Nikki Sloan. So this is a darker romance with amnesia. So I was totally on board for this. So we have Laurel, and I went in blind. I think you should too. I'll just give you guys a little tiny bit of info. In the prologue, we see that Laurel has woken up on a balcony on the other side on a rocky like seashore cliff type thing and a big house, and she's trying to figure out what's going on, where she is, who is she has no memory. And a man comes out and is like, what are you doing? Like, oh, did you forget again? And then he like goes over that they were in this car accident and she can feel like she has staples in the back of her head. And he's like, I'm your fiance, da da da. And then we go back in time to where she is a ballerina. She is dancing on stage when I think he was a federal judge, gets killed. And the story goes from there. So I absolutely love this because there's just this big mystery. It's a very it's romantic thriller. It is so much fun. Loved it.
I downloaded it to start the audio tonight. Hopefully I can.
Yeah.
If not, I'll do it tomorrow while I'm sorting through books.
I've seen some reviews and people have said the audio is really good. I physically read, so I don't know, but
yeah, it came out today, so I downloaded it today immediately.
Awesome.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Book number 1 for me for the month of April was Claimed Omega by Mary Magdalene. This is book 2 in her Tormented Omega duet. I love, the whole duet was amazing. They'll be top reads of mine for the year, or top read of mine for the year. This is about V, and I'll just kind of give you the premise of the first book because, it ends on a cliffhanger, then we start the second book. So I can't really tell you much about the second book. But in the first book, we have our heroine V, who is an Omega. And in this world, if the alphas in a pack find, if they haven't found their scent match, they can claim an Omega. But if they claim or fully bite her, bond her into the pack, then they'll never find their scent match. And the scent matches are very rare, but they do happen once in a while. So V has been with this pack for almost 5 years, and the leader of this pack has told her that at the 5-year mark, if they have not found their scent match, that they will bond her in. And so they take her out on this amazing day, and they tell her they want to talk with her later in the evening. And so she thinks that they're going to tell her that it is time to bond her into the pack. When lo and behold, when they sit her down that evening after a glorious day, they tell her, oh, we found our scent match. And we're moving her into the house. We're going to bond her in the pack. We're not going to send you back to the Omega institution. No. We're going to keep you and our bonded Omega. And this just means that when there's a dispute, when there's jealousy, when there's things they're going to, because of their genetics, they're going to lean towards her side more. They're going to take her side. They're going to want, they're going to have that pull to her and not to V. And so this sets up a very, very angsty duet. It is really good. Book 2, it starts off right after book 1 ends, and we see the ramifications of the things that happened in book 1, and we also get to see V heal and things. It was just so friggin' good. Can't wait to get the 3rd book. Dying for it. Isn't it the next book in the series? Not V's story.
Okay.
Okay, what's your number 1?
Hey, my number 1 is one that I just finished this week, but I loved it so much. And that is The Wrong Catch by C.R. Jane. So this is a new release this month. And this is Maddie's story. So this is book number 3 in the Wrong Player series. So we have Maddie, and Maddie has a stalker. And she is next level unhinged stalker. She sits outside every practice in her car and watches. And when we get to finally meet Ophelia in this story, we find out she has quite the shrine to him in her dorm. But Ophelia has kind of a sad backstory. So she's got some pressure on her from her family. And then we have Maddie, who is also under some pressure. He's trying to join the secret society, so he's got his trials going on. He also has a dad that is pressuring him a lot to do things that are not good, and he also has the stalker. But one day, a very lovely woman sits down next to him in class and offers him a pen, and he is smitten, and that turns out to be Ophelia. And I loved this one so much. I mean, I personally think that how unhinged Ophelia is and the things she does, that she's actually very relatable. Jessica did crazier stuff in high school.
Oh, please. I didn't do crazy stuff. Just keep talking about the book.
Okay, Ophelia is very relatable.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right. Well,
maybe I'm thinking of myself.
Or a combination of the both of us. It could be a 2. Okay. So there's our top 5. So let's talk top audio. So I don't think that anybody is going to be surprised that this book was my top audio, because I've had the other 2 books in my top audios the last several months as they've come out. And
Must be
so
a Dee Prince book.
Yeah, it's Wicked by Dee Prince. It's like she only has 3 books on audio, and it's these first 3. So this is the 3rd book in her Savage Alpha Shifter series. You do need to read them in order. There is an overarching theme. If you read them in order, yeah, you're gonna have to. This one is narrated by C.J. Gray and Heather Firth. It is amazing. All 3 of these books have been just absolutely wonderful. Book number 4, by the way, just came out like a week and a half ago, so I'll be jumping into that. Not the audio, but the book itself. Okay, so this is Erica and Riley's story. So we know from the other 2 books that Riley has lost his mate, that his mate had died when he found his mate, because these are shifters, and that, you know, he's been kind of roaming around for the last 7 years or so without his mate, and he's not been the same since because of that. Well, at the end of book 2, we see that his mate is actually alive, and that is Erica, and she has shown back up in town to try to make amends. There's reasons why she faked her death, but Riley doesn't want to hear any of it. He is very hurt. Obviously, I was going to say he's butthurt, but no, he deserves to be hurt about that. And he's brokenhearted, and he doesn't want to listen to her. And she's there to, like, she's going to be there until he hears her out. And so at some point, the pack forces them to live in the cabin together for a certain amount of time so that they can work their differences out. But it is so good and so angsty, and I just loved it. Which is why it's my top audio of the month.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, my top audiobook of the month is Test of Time by Harlow James, and it's narrated by Aidan Snow and Ava Erickson. So in this one, this is the 3rd book in the Blossom Peak series. So we have Vienna and Ronan. And Ronan is the sheriff, and he's a single dad, and he's a little on the grumpy side. And so we have Vienna, who's new to town, and they meet at a bar outside of their small town. And they share a kiss, or it was like an almost kiss or something. And then she runs to the bathroom and ditches him. And he's kind of like devastated because this is the first time he's been interested in like thinking about pursuing someone since raising his daughter. And so then it turns out she now lives next door to him, and she is going to be his daughter's substitute teacher for the rest of the school year. So they are really thrown into each other's orbit. And then there's some situations where they get into an argument and he's not very nice to her. He kind of overreacts to a situation involving his daughter's safety, but he still overreacts. And so then he does what any good neighbor would do and goes over later in the night and apologizes with his tongue. I mean, isn't that the neighborly thing to do when you're rude?
Yeah, I mean.
So this is also Heroine on the Run. So definitely a really good audiobook.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. There's our top 10 books and our top audio. 2 audios for the month of April. So
yes.
Yeah. It's all on you.
Okay. Tell us in the comments what your top book was. Audiobook, regular book, whatever you want to tell us.
Yep.
Tell us your top read in the comments. And make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and usually Wednesdays for new videos from us. But I don't think this Wednesday we have a video because we've got a lot going on.
A lot going on. Yeah.
So on Wednesday, go watch one of our previous like author interviews or a video you haven't caught yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go see how short my hair used to be. Go check out Mandy before she got tiny on me. Just go do all the things. Go watch the old videos. You're bound to find
Some of
those
old videos are hard to look at.
No, I know.
My face. Oh my gosh. It's wild to me.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.